Hello and welcome to our VinYin practice. So we'll start our practice today in our comfortable seated position. Eyes are closed to start. We can have our hands resting to the front of our knees, palms facing up towards the sky. And we'll take the opportunity at the start of our practice to settle into your physical body. Feel your body here on your mat and just notice how you're feeling in your body today. We want to sit up nice and tall. We've got even weight between left and right sit bones. Spine is long, shoulders are relaxed. Move your awareness to your breath. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath. And we're starting to breathe a little bit deeper here. We're breathing through the nose all the way down into the lower belly. Feel the breath moving in and out from your nose. Feel the breath moving in and out from your lungs. And feel the breath moving in and out of your entire physical body. And we use the breath to carry us through our practice today, to allow us to move deeper into our poses, to flow between each standing pose. Let's spend another 3 of our deep breaths here. And again, breathing deeply through the nose, down into the lower belly. Smooth, deep and rhythmic, even breath. As we inhale, we can gently open the eyes, and we're coming straight over onto hands and knees. Knees stacked onto the line of your hips, hands just forward of the shoulders. We'll move through cat-cow to start. As we inhale, start to drop the belly, lift up through the heart center, lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck your chin, rounding your back out. Moving through that again, inhale through front body. Exhale, back body opening. 3 more times of the same here with your breath. So we're starting to gently warm up through the physical body, through the spine. Starting to bring some more length and opening through the front body as we open up through the chest and through the back body as we round out through the back. Use the inhale to come back to a neutral spine. Tuck the back toes under. As we exhale, start to lift the hips up. And we're coming into our first downward facing dog. So you might like to stay still in the pose here. You might choose to bring some movement into the pose. Moving your hips or your spine. Walking the dog, pressing one heel towards the mat and then the other. Use the opportunity here again to notice how you're feeling in your body. We'll become still in our dog pose now, so really grounding down through the palms and the finger pads of our hands. The sit bones are tilted and separated, facing up towards the sky. We're working the heels towards our mat, so they may not touch, but we've got the intention there. You might need to bend your knees a little bit. As we inhale, bending the knees, looking forward. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Gently drop down to your back knee. If you need some extra padding for your back knee, we can roll our mat over here. And we're framing our front foot with our fingertips. The gaze is turned down to the mat. And we're focusing here on bringing space to those inner hips. And in particular, bring your awareness to your right hip flexor, so the front of your right hip. You might even take a little rock here from side to side. Start to open up and create space in our hips. That's going to be the theme of our practice. Let's tuck the back toes under, flatten down through the palms. Inhale, lift the back knee. As we exhale, press back, dog pose. Inhale, bend your knees, looking forward. Exhale, step your right foot forward this time, gently drop down to the back knee. Get that padding for the back knee if we need to. Again, framing the front foot here with the fingertips. Gaze to your mat, bring your awareness to your inner hips. Notice how your hips are feeling this morning. Notice if this side feels different from the first. Bring your awareness to your left hip flexor here. Take the little gentle rock from side to side if that resonates with you here. From here, coming back to stillness, tuck the back toes under. Inhale, lift your back knee, looking forward. Exhale, step forward to the top of the mat. Coming into Uttanasana, so we've got the feet hip distance, we've got a bend into the knees. We're coming to fold forward here. You might take a hold of the opposite elbows just to give you a little bit of extra support and a little bit of extra weight here as we come to fold forward. And just let the head hang heavy, shoulders, neck, your jaw, your face, they're all free of tension. As we inhale, very slowly we start to roll ourselves all the way up to standing. And we're coming to stand tall in Uttanasana, mountain pose. Here in Uttanasana, we've got the eyes closed down. We're grounding down through the soles of our feet. Draw up through your kneecaps slightly. Feel your legs engage. Draw up through your lower belly. Extend hand out through your fingertips so that you can feel the arms engage. Shoulders are relaxed, moving away from the ears, and the spine is nice and long here. Just center yourself here, connect to your breath before we start to move through some sun salutations. As we inhale, we can gently open the eyes, draw the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold, bring your fingertips to your mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. As we exhale, step the right foot back. Gently drop down to the back knee. Inhale, rise up for crescent lunge. Exhale, hands through heart center, bring the fingertips to the mat. Inhale, step ourselves into plank, and the option is to drop to the knees if we need to. Exhale, chaturanga, all the way to the mat. Press through the tops of your feet. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot forward, gently drop down to the back knee. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, lift the back knee, looking forward. Exhale, step forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center. We'll move through that sequence on the other side now as we inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the left foot back this time, gently drop to the back knee. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, step into plank, and remember we can drop to the knees if we need to. Exhale, all the way to the mat. Inhale for cobra, move your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float our left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward, gently drop to your back knee. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, lift the back knee, looking forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center. And we're coming back to Tadasana at the top of the mat. The eyes are closed down. And just notice the qualities of your breath. Feel the heat in your body. As we inhale, we can gently open the eyes and draw the arms up. Exhale, fold, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, looking forward. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. As we inhale, going to float the right leg up once again. Bring a little bend into the right knee and start to open up here through the front of the right hip. So we're drawing that right heel towards the left side of the mat. Try and keep your shoulders squared off to your mat here. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Drop your left heel 90 degrees, so it's in line with the short edge of your mat. The right foot will intercept the arch of the back foot, setting up for Virabhadrasana 2. As we inhale, cartwheel the arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, sinking down here, so the right knee stacked over the line of the right ankle. I want to draw up through the lower belly here, extend out through those fingertips. Gaze over your right fingertips here. So the theme, or what we're working on in our practice, is our inner hips. So we can visualize here in Warrior 2 that we're bringing space to those inner hips. One more breath. From here, we'll bring the left hand to the back of the left leg, flip the palm of the right, coming into reverse warrior here, so we can float those right fingertips. Ground down through the soles of your feet, but we want to lift up here through the heart center. Lift the gaze if that feels okay for your neck. All the while we're breathing here, smooth, steady breath. Inhale, gently release, come back to center. From here, we're clasping our hands behind our back. As we inhale, start to open up here through the front of the body, lift the gaze. As we exhale, we're folding forward to the inside of our right leg, and we can draw those arms up and overhead. So here again, the legs are working really strongly. We're breathing into those inner hips. And we've got a really nice strong upper body opening here as well. One more breath. Inhale, gently release. Lift the back heel, turn to face the top of the mat, coming back into downward facing dog. Pausing here. Moving over to the left side now. As we inhale, float the left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. We'll start to open up here through the front of the left hip. Drawing that left heel towards the right side of the mat. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Drop the right heel 90 degrees. It's in line with the short edge of the mat. We're setting up here for Warrior 2. As we inhale, cartwheel the arms up to shoulder height. Exhale, sinking down. So here we want to press through the outer blade of our back foot. Left knee is stacked over the line of the left ankle. We're gazing over those left fingertips. Bring your awareness to your breath. Notice what your breath is doing here. One more breath. Setting up here for reverse warrior. Bring the right hand to the back of the right leg. Flip the palm of the left. See if we can start to lean back here. Lift up from your heart center here. Lift your gaze. Breathe deeply into your front body. Inhale, gently release. Clasp your hands behind your back, and we'll take the opposite clasp to what we did on the first side. Open up through your chest and your shoulders, lift your heart center. As we exhale, we're coming for the fold, so we're going to the inside of the left leg. So we want to tuck under through that left sit bone here. Make sure it's not poking out to the back. Breathe down into those inner hips. Every time we exhale, we can release our arms a little bit further. Inhale, gently release. Lift the back heel, press back to downward facing dog. If we need to, we can now come down into forward stretch. Knees wide, hips to heels, extend the arms up and overhead. center yourself here, connect to your breath. And if we haven't already, we'll bring ourselves back up into downward facing dog. As we inhale, we're going to float that right leg up once again. Bring a bend into the right knee. You'll start to open up once again through the front of the right hip. Option, if you'd like to go on, is to drop back into Wild Thing. So we'll start to turn our body over towards the left side body. You can drop that right heel. You can start to lift up through the heart center, extend out through those right fingertips. Come out of the pose, lifting up from the heart center. We can start to flip back. Float that right leg up once again. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Keep the back heel lifted, the back knee lifted here. So coming back to that high lunge. So here, press through the heel of your left foot. So that back leg is working, it's engaged. We're going to draw back on the right hip here. So framing our front foot with our fingertips, the gaze is to the mat. And again, we're focusing here on the inner hips, creating space. So we've been practicing for a little while now, so you might start to feel those hips opening up a little bit here. One more breath. Now from here, we're going to turn out onto the side of our right foot and drop that right knee out to the side. And then from here, we can gently drop down to the left knee. And we're going to extend our right fingertips so we can turn the gaze behind us. So we're now opening up both the inner hips and the outer right hip. So you want to draw up through those inner hips. So we're dropping down to open up and create space. We also want to draw back up through our bandhas, those energy locks. One more breath here. As we inhale, come back to center. Draw that right knee back in towards the midline. Bring both hands now to the inside of your right foot. So here we're drawing that right knee in towards the body. We're gazing to our mat. And so for most of us, we might stay here onto the palms of our hands. If you've got a block at home or an improvised block, you could come halfway down onto the forearms to go a little bit deeper. If you've got nice open hips and you know you can come all the way down, we're coming all the way down onto the mat now. So wherever we are, we want to make sure that we can maintain the length in our spine. So we don't want to be rounding out through the spine here. Spine is long, the heart center is open. If you wanted to go on even deeper, you do have the option from here to lift the back knee up off the mat. These are all just options for you. We take whichever option is going to enhance our practice here. Smooth, steady breath. We're working with the breath and particularly the exhale to help us to go a little bit deeper here. One more breath. Inhale, lift your head, walk the fingertips back, tuck the back toes, and then we're coming back into dog pose. As we inhale, float our left leg, then the left knee will start to open up here through the front of the left hip. Remember our option, if we'd like to go on, is to drop back into Wild Thing. As we inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Back knee stays lifted. Coming into our high lunge. So again, framing our front foot with the fingertips. press our right heel backward here. So we're feeling as if we're pressing towards the back of the mat, just to make sure that that back leg is engaged. Keep your spine long here so the gaze is to the mat. Smooth, even breath. Now from here, we can turn onto the outer blade of the left foot, start to drop that left knee out to the side. Gently come down to your back knee here, the right knee. And then we can draw that left arm, extend that left arm, extend out through the fingertips. Turn your gaze behind you here. Breathe into your inner hips and your outer left hip. One more breath. Inhale, coming back to center. Both hands to the inside of your left foot. So option one is to stay here to the palms of the hands. Option two, if you've got a block or something, a little cushion handy here, we can come halfway down. And then third option is to come all the way down onto those forearms. Fourth option, if you'd like to go on, is to lift the back knee here. So wherever we are, spine is long. We're drawing the left knee in towards the midline. Heart center is open. We're working with the breath here to create even more space in those hips. Just one more breath here. Inhale, lift your head, walk the fingertips back. Use your hands to help you to swing that left foot back. We're coming into either forward stretch with the arms long, or we can come all the way down into child's pose, wrapping the arms beside the body. Just pausing here, reconnecting to our breath. Inhale, slowly lift the head, coming up to sitting, and then we're coming straight over into Malasana, which is our squat pose. So you can bring the feet as wide as we need to here. We're sinking down through the sit bones. So here you may or may not be able to get your heels down to the mat. Either variation is okay here. And we can either keep the fingertips to the mat, otherwise we're bringing the hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. So we want to press our knees and our elbows in towards each other. So isometrically drawing the knees and the elbows together. And that's just going to help us to create a little bit more space in those inner hips. We can also feel here that we're working through the ankles and our knees as well. You might even choose to close the eyes down. We'll just be here for a few breaths. Keep the spine long, keep your heart center open. And all the while we're really grounding down through the feet here. Our sit bones, our root chakra is grounding down towards the earth. Now from here we can gently open the eyes, release, bring the fingertips back to the mat. And we're just going to come over to the right side now, so bend the right knee. Extend the left leg. Use the inhale to come back to center. Exhale, coming over to the other side. Inhale to center. And we're just going to keep flowing in this way for the next few breaths. So we can use the power of our legs here. High squat in the center. We'll just do one more to each side with the breath. coming back to center. Walk those feet in towards each other. Gently release. Come back to your comfortable seated position. By pausing here, the eyes close down. Just settling the breath here as we prepare to transition into the yin part of our practice today. As we inhale, we can gently open the eyes. And the first pose we're coming into is Uttanasana. If you like height under your hips, you can pop a cushion, or if you've got a bolster at home, you can take a hold of our bolster. You might not need any props. We want to have even weight between left and right sit bones. Soles of the feet together, the knees are wide. The closer that your feet are to your body, the stronger the opening we're going to experience. So if it's too strong, take a nice wide variation, walk the feet away from the body. And I'm going to give you another option here as well. And that option is if we bring the hands to the insides of the ankles. So working from the top of the ankle bone, a 4-finger measurement. And if you gently press down, you'll be able to feel a little bit of sensitivity there. So that's where the liver, kidney and spleen meridians cross over and meet in the body. So if you would like to, you can now slide your elbows down into that point and you'll feel it straight away. Like I mentioned, it is a little bit tender. We can clasp the hands here and just use our hand as a bit of a prop to rest the chin. So this is just an option for you, and it is a nice different option to take if you've not done this pose before. If you would like to come into a traditional Uttanasana, you can release the hands, just find a comfortable position for the arms to rest as we come to fold forward. Have a wriggle around, make sure you're nice and comfortable, and once you're there, we've got the eyes closed and we'll resolve to remain still here. By allowing us to be still in the body, it brings stillness into our mind. So here in this pose, sticking with the theme of our practice, we're working nicely here into those hips so we can feel we're working both the inner and the outer hip in this pose. Bring your awareness to your inner hips. Notice if you're holding on to any tension in this space. If you find that you are, make a conscious effort now to start to surrender. Start to open up here, create space. Allow your knees to fall a little bit wider with your exhale. So here we're working the liver, kidney and spleen meridian, so they run through the insides of our legs. And we're in a bit of a forward bend here as well, so we're also working the bladder meridian that runs through the back of our body. If you've got the elbows on that pressure point, you're getting a little bit of extra energy moving here as well, and we can feel that tender little crossover point of the meridians where they line up here. Check in with your breath. When we're practicing our yin poses, we want the breath to be full. Breathing deeply into the lower belly. We're breathing into the back body here. You can feel our back and side ribs expand and contract with our breath. Bring your awareness back to your inner hips. Start to feel those hips opening up even deeper here. Notice what your mind is doing here. If you find your mind starting to wander, gently draw it back. And let's spend another 5 of our deep breaths here before we start to transition out of the pose. As we inhale, we can start to open the eyes and extend up, lengthen through the spine. And before we move here, I just want you to take a little cup shape with your hands. Bring your hands to the insides of your ankles. And we'll just start to roll up the inside of the legs here. So we're gently cupping the inside of the calf muscles. And then we'll go past the knee, coming to the inner thigh, and make a gentle little fist. So same again, running up those liver, kidney and spleen meridians. Starting to stimulate the energy a little bit more here. And then we'll come back to the feet, slide the hands all the way up, flick the energy away. Come back to your comfortable seat, and then we'll pause here. The eyes are closed. And just take the opportunity to pause here to notice and absorb the effects of that last pose. As we inhale, we can gently open the eyes. And the next pose we're coming into is Dragon Pose. So we'll turn to face the length of our mat, and we can step the right foot forward. The back knee is grounded, and again we'll be here in this pose for a little while. So if you need that padding for your back knee, we can roll the mat over or pop a cushion under your back knee. And we're bringing both hands to the inside of our right foot. So we're in this pose a little bit earlier in the practice. So for you might stay here working to the palms of your hands. If you've got some cushions, or if you do have a bolster at home, you might bring your bolster to the inside of your front foot. So make sure you've got that comfortable spot on the top of your left kneecap here. Find what position is going to work for you to hold for the next few minutes. With your right foot, you may need to bring it out a little bit wider, and you may need to turn those toes out on a little bit of an angle here. So once we've had our wriggle, we've got the eyes closed. We'll remain still in the pose for the next few minutes. We won't be here for the full 5 minutes. And we can feel straight away really strong opening here through the inner hips. So just make sure that you're not holding on to any tension, particularly in the lower belly, your shoulders or your neck. Because this is such a strong opening for the inner hips, you may feel tension being created in other areas of your body, but we don't want that to happen. We want the body to be relaxed. And by having the body relaxed and not engaged, that allows us the opportunity to get into those deeper layers of the body. We're working into the ligaments, the tendons, the joints, the fascia of the body. How does it feel for you to be holding this pose? Notice any emotions that start to arise as you hold this pose. Breathe all the way down into those inner hips. Give your hips permission to let go. We've been working really strongly with the hips for the entire practice, so if you can still feel that tension, that resistance in the hips, now is your opportunity to give your hips permission to surrender, to let go, create space, allow the opportunity to new fresh, clean energy to enter here. Let's spend another 5 of our deep breaths here before we start to move ourselves again. Inhale, slowly lift the head. And gently start to release yourself out of the pose. So before we change sides, we're just going to pause here. Again, give yourself the opportunity to notice and absorb any effects from that last pose. Once you feel ready, we'll come over to lizard pose on the other side. And step that left foot forward. Right knee is grounded. Get that padding for your right knee if we need to. So bringing both hands to the inside of the left foot. Get your props if you need it. So we've got our cushions or our bolster handy here. And remember, you can stay working up high here on the palms of the hands. If you would like to move a little bit deeper, we now come down. Have your little wriggle here. Find a spot that you think you can hold for the next few minutes. Once we're there, we've got the eyes closed and we're still in the pose. Notice if this side feels different from the first. Perhaps it feels a little bit more open. Maybe it's a little bit tighter. We can just observe that without judgment. Relax your shoulders, relax your lower belly, relax your hips. Give the hips permission to open up on this side. Our hips tend to hold our emotions, our old emotional baggage. So if we start to feel or experience an emotional reaction to holding this pose, we can just acknowledge that it's there. And then we can gently release and let it go. You can start to find comfort in perhaps the discomfort of the pose. Visualize this clean and fresh new energy entering your hip region. You can visualize particularly the sacral chakra being restored with energy here. And the sacral chakra is located just below the navel center. Smooth, even breath. Spend another 5 of our deep breaths here before we start to transition out of the pose. As we inhale, we can start to gently release. Coming back to center, we're going to pause in the center here. Just notice and absorb the effects of that last pose. From here, we can gently open the eyes. And we're bringing ourselves all the way down onto our mat. And we're just feeling the mat beneath us here. Now from here, we're coming into a bit of a supported variation of the shoulder stand or legs up the wall. So if you've got a bolster at home, we're going to take a hold of our bolster. If not, we're going to take a hold of 1 or 2 cushions. And then we're going to bring our sacrum up onto either the bolster or our cushions. Arms can rest beside the body, and then we're going to float our legs up. If you wanted to finish off with a bit of a restorative pose, you could move yourself over to a wall and do traditional legs up the wall. But otherwise we're here, so we are slightly more active and engaged in this variation. So just relax your back body down into your mat. So we've got our shoulder blades flat against the mat, arms beside the body. You can close your eyes down. So we are in an inversion pose here, so giving our heart a little bit of a break by assisting with the blood flow back to the heart. After we've been here for a little while, we'll start to feel those legs working. You might start to feel some energy moving through the legs. You might start to feel the lymphatic fluid moving through the legs here. So it's always a really great idea to do some kind of inversion pose just to give the body a little bit of extra balance. This is a really great pose to bring some relief if you're suffering from aching legs, or if you've been on your legs or your feet all day. It's very calming and cooling for the nervous system. Breathing deeply, feel the rise and fall of your belly with your breath. You can feel we've got a little bit of Jalandhara Bandha here, so you can feel that slight energy lock in the throat. We are starting to come towards the end of our practice, so we've got the awareness drawn deep within. Our breath is flowing, it's rhythmic. It might be starting to become a little bit softer. Let's spend another 5 of our deep breaths here. Once you're ready to come out of the pose, we can gently open the eyes. Just lift the hips up, slide your cushions or your bolster out to the side, and we're just pausing here. If we haven't already, we've got the knees bent, so we'll bring the arms beside the body and we'll just start to windscreen wiper the legs here, so getting that nice rotation through the spine. You can feel a nice release here in our lower back. Coming back to center, we'll draw the knees in towards our chest, and we'll just start to roll around in one direction. And then we'll come back in the opposite direction. Coming back to center, gently release. And setting ourselves up for Shavasana, our final resting pose. So we can take any variation that resonates here. If you've got your bolster or your cushions, it might be nice just to pop some height under your knees. Legs extended, we can let the feet flop out to the side. The spine is nice and long on your mat. We've got the arms beside the body, the palms are facing up towards the sky, eyes are closed. And we can allow the weight of our body to melt down into the mat. Just tune in here, we can feel the prana, life force energy buzzing around in our body. This is our time to be restful, being present in the practice in this moment. Smooth, gentle, flowing breath. Start to deepen the breath here. Starting to become aware of your surroundings. Feeling the air above you, feeling your mat beneath you. Starting to bring some gentle movement back into the body, wriggling out through fingers and toes. Invite a nice deep breath into the body, stretching out through arms and legs. Bending your knees or gently roll out to the right hand side. Just pause here for a few moments. And only once you feel ready, you can bring yourself up into your comfortable seated position. Eyes are closed. Bring the hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra, bowing the head down. As we close the practice together, we'll practice gratitude for the blessings in our life. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.